racers, Rob Roasters, Slaughterhouse, are you ready? DJ Next One. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome to the Orange Kingdom.
Let's roll, baby.
All day, throws it in the end zone into the corner. It is caught. It's caught for the touchdown.
Almost.
Barton hauls it in. Armstrong exhausted. 47-46. The right leg of Ortiz is true, and the Beef sneak out of here with a 1-point win, their 21st consecutive win, their second consecutive championship game victory, their first National Arena League championship.
3 out of the last.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Matt Patten, and this is the Prime Cuts of Omaha Beef podcast right here on the Inside the Walls network. And we are 934 straight days without a loss for our Omaha Beef. And we saw the beginning of the episode right there. Jordan Barton with the game-winning touchdown and Paul Ortiz putting it through the uprights to give us that 47-46 double overtime National Arena League championship in 2024. We've got a great episode for you tonight. We're chatting with a veteran member of the 2025 Omaha Beef roster. But before we do that, let's hear a word from our sponsor tonight. Tonight's episode of Prime Cuts is sponsored by Achieve Physical Therapy and Sports Training. Winners of 5 Best of Bellevue Awards in 2024, Achieve Physical Therapy's team of professionals has been helping people in the Omaha metro area reach their body's optimal performance and expand their health and wellness since 2005. Call Achieve today at 402-502-4678 to schedule an appointment and tell them the Omaha Beef sent you. All right, as I said, we got a great episode for you tonight. I'm super excited about this guest. He is a member of back-to-back league championships from 2023 and 2024. We talked about that undefeated streak that's going on. And he is a local guy now as he has moved to Omaha. So we're going to talk a little bit about that transition and what he's doing here in the Omaha metro area. But without further ado, Omaha Beef fans, please welcome number 7 linebacker Cam Hunt II. Cam, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, how you doing?
So happy to have you. Thanks for joining us tonight, Cam.
Good to be a part.
Awesome. So, Cam, we were talking a little bit earlier. You've been with the Beef for 2 seasons now, but before we get into the information with the Beef, we want to talk a little bit about your high school career and what led you to the Omaha Beef ultimately. So, what do you say we get into that, huh?
Oh, that works. Yep.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
So tell us, you went to Carmel High School in Carmel, Indiana, from 2012 to 2016. You earned 4 letters in football as a safety and a linebacker. And we were talking off air about how you guys went to, I believe, 3 straight championship games or 3 championship games in high school, and you just couldn't quite get the job done. So talk a little bit about that, how that felt.
So I actually grew up inner city, Indianapolis, Indiana. I moved to the suburbs, Carmel, Indiana, to go to high school. So I went to Carmel High School from, like you said, 2012 to 2016. It's a very deep and sport-rooted community. They support. They're there. I think our stadium seats somewhere, I want to say like between 15 and 19,000 people. So as far as football goes, I think our swimming team holds that national title for most consecutive state titles at 40 something, 45, 46 right now. So sorry if I'm wrong, but that community is great. They do their thing. Coming in, it was hard adjusting. Football was big up there. So coming up there, being a freshman, starting on varsity, I think we were ranked number 4 in the nation when I started my freshman year. So playing on a national schedule at a big high school, it's definitely big and starts your love for football at an early age. So
Yeah, for sure. Did you guys get to travel around the nation then a little bit, or just kind
yeah,
of regionally?
yeah. We traveled around. We traveled around. So we stayed in the Midwest. We went to like Louisville, Kentucky. We played like Louisville Trinity, De La Salle. We played. I think there's St. X in Kentucky too. So we moved around. We played national. Of course, MIC is the hardest conference. I'm gonna say in the Midwest. So we played the best conference. But started off there. We did our thing. So from there, like I said, it just started me with my love for the game.
Is there any major big time names that we would know that you played against in high school?
Yes. There's actually a lot. We have a lot. People joke, say Indiana's the Hoosier State, the Hooper State. I say, we got our football talent down there. Big shout out to my buddy Jeremy Chin in playoffs right now, Commanders. Played ball with him, played against him. We went to Fishers High School. That was good seeing him every year. Chris Evans, running back for the Bengals, healing up right now, getting recovered, injury, but he's coming to his thing. You got T-Mac, Terry McLaurin, again, Washington Commanders. So you got a couple guys that's up there. Just real quick, Jared Dokes, LC, he played Miami. So we've had our share. We've had our talents. We got a lot of guys in like big games and big situations. So again, that stems back from our foundation and our building blocks and helping us get there. So yeah,
that's a pretty impressive list if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And hearing that you played against McLaurin there. Jeff over there in the office, Jeff Sprouse, I love to hear that because he's a big Commander. He won't call them the Commanders. He calls them by their former name, but he's a big fan of the football team out in Washington. But yeah, so make sure you tell him that if you haven't already told him that.
I got you, as any football fan does. I got you, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but you finished your senior season with 70 tackles and 40 solo tackles. But also, what I was impressed by the most was that you earned varsity letters in track and field and baseball also.
Oh, yeah. So we were versatile. I grew up very, traditional household. Mom was like, you ain't going to be doing other stuff. You go be in, your books. And if you ain't in the books, then you're on the field somewhere. So I joke, I say my whole family, we always did all the sports, but mom did pre-Olympics, junior Olympics, ran track, did that. Dad played in the league for a little bit. So I came from a very athletic background. But as far as that, other than that, I think I worked for everything that we did. The structure and the discipline with playing every sport and, again, being involved and constantly, being held accountable for something. I think that stemmed and progressed me to where I am today, actually. So, yeah.
Moms are very good at making sure we're getting our grades right and doing the things we need to do off the field in order to play football. So, yeah, shout out to Cam's mom. Don't know if she's watching, but hopefully she sees this at some point. So, talk about a little bit. So you grew up in the Indianapolis area.
Yes.
Are you a Colts fan?
Oh, of course I'm a Colts fan. Yeah, had our ups and downs, man. But yeah.
Right. Talk to me a little bit about Bob Sanders.
Bob Sanders is that man. Growing up, everybody wanted to be like Bob Sanders. We had the squad. Our defense actually, I think, was slept on. The Indianapolis Colts team coming up. We had Dwight Freeney. You had Robert Mathis. You had, so we had them big names. We had the big guys that was coming through. So I actually was blessed. My cousin had played. He was on the practice squad, played running back for him, Vaishon. So I was actually around those guys a lot and getting to hang out with them and be around them. Actually, Bob Sanders was a chill guy, down to earth guy, and then it's to see him go out there on them game days and be he's just dumping it it's his job, which it was. But, to me as a kid, I'm like, oh, dude, you're Superman flying around hitting everybody. But Bob Sanders to me would be someone that I think I would say I shake my game around to one of the players that I've definitely wanted to focus my game on and pick up some of his ways he plays and tactics. So, yeah.
Definitely. Wish he could have played a lot longer. A lot of fun to watch in college. I'm an Iowa fan, so watching him play in college was awesome. But let's transition then. So you went from Carmel High School. Did you get any big D1 offers or anything like that out of high school?
Yeah, I had a couple other offers, but for me, I'm big on family. So for me, it was who which place felt like home the most, So you'll hear that a lot in the trend with my situations where I pick and where I play. Obviously, Omaha, a great home situation, but
Yeah.
I am big on family, and University of North Dakota, Jordan Geely and Eric Schmidt, who is now the head coach, was defensive coordinator there. They did their part in making me feel comfortable at home. Came to school, came to house visits, we're spending time with me and my family outside of football, making it known that, we are here. We're here to shape you as a person, as a man. Yeah, we love football. You play football, that's why you're here. But at the end of the day, you're going to be a great guy. So
They weren't the Fighting Hawks back then, though, right?
no. So I came up. So when I committed, they were actually still the Fighting Sioux. Is our original name.
Yeah.
I think the hockey team may still actually go by them. I know the Ralph is our hockey arena. They still have all the Sioux heads on their Sioux logo sponsor them. So when I got there, they were the UND Fighting Sioux. Then we transitioned to just UND for a good period, and then we became the UND Fighting Hawks. So
yeah, for sure. I remember that whole transition. I thought it was kind of a strange thing, and it was, the whole beginning of having to have permission from the tribes and all that other stuff, which then led to the Washington Commanders that we have now and all that. But that's neither here nor there. So let's talk about your time there. You talk about it being a family, right? And we know you were there kind of during one of the most tumultuous times of all of our lives during COVID, right? Kind of a weird time, but COVID wasn't even really the thing that derailed your career the most at UND.
Yeah.
It was the hip injury that you had. So you told me, and this sounds awful, that you tore your labrum in your left hip.
So,
talk a little bit about
that. Tore my labrum. So I had hip impingement. So basically, I was moving, I was running, my hip was getting stuck, getting caught in my bone. So I had to go in. Only way to see it is to get a needle stuck in. They drop dye into your leg, basically assuming that you already have torn labrum. So went in, shaved off some bones, stitched me up on the inside, stitched me up on the outside. And that process, I was non-weight bearing for 2 to 3 months almost. So that process took about a year to a year and a half of healing, and definitely affected my game, shook me back a little bit, challenged me mentally as a player. But God works in mysterious ways. I think that it was just time for me to sit down and learn and become a better player in different aspects of the game. I matured a lot during that time mentally. So, like I said, I think everything has its time, everything has its purpose. So,
Yeah. What was it like being a college athlete during COVID?
It's to me, I'm not gonna lie, it was very relaxing. You go to the D1, you just we up every morning, we do what we gotta do at school all day. Go to practice, fitness schedule. Some people trying to get jobs, work jobs, making it do what it do. COVID hit and it was shut down. We got to play football and play the game. It was, I got to sit at home. We still got virtual class, virtual this, but I got to, for once, it felt like kind of in a way be a normal college student. I was there, like I said, virtual classes, Zoom calls, and we still doing that virtually online. But then it was you still got the aspect of being there with football. We're only surrounded by our players, but the test and being tested every week and getting cleared and having to stay certain feet away from everyone, that was definitely different. Again, like I said, it being a community and a family base, UND is not the biggest school. So everyone was close-knit. Everyone was used to hanging out with each other, seeing all the athletes. We all got together, same building, same eating, dining hall, all that. But COVID, it was just football's here. You got soccer over here. You got softball here. You got men's basketball. It was just everyone was separated. So it was weird.
Yeah, it was definitely a weird time for everybody, obviously, at that point. So you graduate in 2020. You move on to, and you get your first opportunity to play professional football with the Bismarck Bucks up in Bismarck, North Dakota. Talk about that experience.
That was a great experience. I shout out to Coach Rob Miller. He was the head coach for the Bismarck Bucks. And Heidi, she was a great GM up there. They went dormant for a little bit. They'll be back. But they actually helped me get into the game. Coming from outdoor, coming from college ball, I didn't really know too much. I was young. And then, you hear about going pro, and as a kid, it's I want to go outside and be in the NFL. I want to be in a city, like, so having pro, you have the different levels, and you never really expect, like, or know what to expect. So coming to Bismarck, it was definitely big. IFL is a big indoor league, so I got actually blessed to be in a situation where I was put in a situation to be behind guys that have been there, that were vets of the game. Because of COVID, some teams were on hold and some teams were playing. So we actually had merged with Quad City Steamrollers, another IFL team. So we had half of Quad City and we had half of Bismarck. So like I said, I had a lot of vets, a lot of great coaching to learn and come behind. So not surprisingly, my rookie year, I only played like 5 games, I think. And like I said, that was a big learning experience for me. But that second year at Bismarck, it was a big turning point, and I think that's really I found my foundation in indoor football.
Yeah. It's ironic. You look back at that, right? That 2021 Bismarck team that you talked about, both of the Coach Miller and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Coach Ross were both part of the coaching staff that year, both former Omaha Beef coaches.
Yes. So, yes, I actually had the pleasure of playing under Corey Ross, too. He was the offensive coordinator / head coach that year. So I thought that was funny. And that's actually how I did get down here. Coach Anthony Parker, was also the coordinator, and he played here with the Beef. And he's like, Cam, Bismarck's going to take a little leave right now. We're chilling now. I got a place for you to play. You got to love it. Fans are phenomenal. Everybody's here. You got to, like, fit in. Great. I think this place for you. So I think he was right. So he called me. He's like, yeah, go check out Omaha. At that time, we had a lot of coaching changes going on. So I had talked to a previous coach. Then I got redirected to another coach. And it was looking a little rough for me in Omaha at the time. But then, like I said, God works in mysterious ways. And sure enough, the light opened.
Yeah, so you talk about that. I mean, so going into 2023, we had named a particular coach as the head coach, and I think it was like 2 weeks before training camp, he actually had to step down, and then Coach Kaiser comes in and takes over as head coach. Talk about, like you said, it was a little bit, iffy, whatever, but just talk about how it felt as a player for that transition of like, okay, I expected this guy, but now we're getting this guy.
Okay, I think in a lot of guys, I don't want to speak for a lot of people, but I think a lot of guys agree with me. For as far as that aspect, it was the foundation of the Beef, what the Beef has built and who the Beef is. We're blessed to put the names on our jerseys, the back of our jerseys, represent ourselves, represent the name on the front of the Beef. But it's an organization, it's a foundation that has been built up. Regardless, not one person can stop the show, not whatever. So when we came in to that, it was okay. Yeah, we have some coaches changes. Maybe if it's a different organization, different program, might be different outcome. Players might, try to shake other ways. But like I said, because the Beef is one of the longest tenured indoor teams, everybody was like, you know what? They win. They're a great team, great foundation. It's not taking a chance. It's who is next. Basically, who's the next great coming through Omaha. So that's basically what it was. Yeah, it was a little shaky not knowing who the coach was or who was going to be, but like I said, I knew it was going to work out, and it did. It worked out in a great way. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. And for some reason, so 2023, obviously, that was our final season in the CIF. Fun season. Got to, we played a lot of different teams. We saw a lot of different things happen. Am I right or am I wrong? Did you not have a big interception in the game at Sioux City that year?
No, that actually was Tamar. I'm gonna shout out to.
Okay, that's right, Tamar. That's right.
Tamar had actually came in. I think it was like late. We were down at the goal line. They were going for it, and he had dropped back. They threw the pass. It was nice. It was a nice play. We had caught a DN spy, so he actually dropped back with the running back, covered him, man, and it was a wheel route. And I remember the ball going up. I remember turning around and seeing the ball. Tamar turned around, and he got the ball, caught it, and he got jiggy with the thing. He returned it. He got almost back to the other side of their territory, so put him in great scoring position. I think that ultimately probably helped seal the game.
Yeah, I remembered the play, and for some reason I was thinking you, but now I remember it clearly, and I'm like, holy cow, that was Tamar. He caught the ball. Like, I remember that. So yeah, no, it's great. That was a lot of fun. Ended up winning that year, the championship over Salina Liberty. Your first championship. So you spent 3 years chasing that championship in high school.
Yeah.
You had a couple conference championships at UND, but
Yeah.
you finally reached the pinnacle and got that. How did that feel in 2023?
It definitely felt good, man. It was surreal. The feeling was surreal. Like I said, coming to the beef is kind of like what you expect. Like, you know, they were like, everyone's like, oh man, we've been here before. You know, last year we were so close. Like, we expect to be here this year and we're gonna win it. Like, so being a part of a program coming in and like, you know, it's not wondering if we're gonna get the chance to make it. Oh, we're gonna make it, and it's just up to us whether or not we're gonna finish or not. You know, so coming in with that attitude and that program and that culture, I think that definitely like helped the drive and I think the determination that like the team, the culture is building today still. So.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And I mean, if there's one team that talks about family a lot, it's the Omaha Beef for sure. Yeah. So let's talk about last season, 2024. What a crazy season. You know, we went into the season, you know, talking about how cool it would be to go back to back and all this cool stuff. And, you know, we did it. We went back to back again. And so as players, like I know Coach Tatum, and I know what Coach Tatum said to you guys. I know that the way that, you know, every week was a different week. Every week we wanted to go 1-0. But like as a player, like a little inside baseball, if you will, right? Like each week where you kind of like, there ain't no way these guys are beating us.
Like, of course, obviously, you go into the game. You're gonna go into with that mindset of we prepare better. You know, our scheme is better. I'm stronger. We live better. Everything. You know, you want to be that alpha going in. Realistically, that's not probably it in every situation, but I think a lot, like you said, a lot of situations were saved with us because with that, mental becomes like the heart and physical. There were times that we bonded together on the team as players, like in multiple situations and multiple times, like, and like I said, because of that, I think that was the pushing point between a lot of teams because we've been there. You know, we had so many close games last year, and we're able to finish on top every time as the victorious ones, and I feel like it's because of that extra camaraderie, that extra grind, and that put in that together. So I think.
Yeah. So and I talked about it at the beginning of the show, and I don't know if you're even aware of this. The organization of the Omaha Beef is now at 934 straight days without a loss. Now, obviously, that includes offseason and all that. As players, do you guys ever think about that? Like, be honest. Do you ever think about that, or even did you even know that number before I said it?
Yeah, no, I did not. That's crazy. That doesn't even sound real. Like, especially for indoor football, like. Everyone who knows, I mean, like anyone indoor football. When we were holding people like scoreless and stuff indoor, that was like, whoa, like what's going on down there? And now you're telling me like an indoor football team is undefeated for years. Like you can't make this up. And of course, it happens to be the Omaha Beef. Like what better program, what better situation, what better culture to have like than this? Yeah.
Yeah. And Ricky mentioned it best. He said every week we get everyone's best, and I'm sure as a player, that's exactly what you want every week.
Every week it's a different challenge, Like I said, some teams might have a better running game, some teams might have a better passing game, some teams might have a better mental game, So it just depends on the week. Like, but I definitely agree with Ricky. We get everyone's best. Everyone always has us marked, and we're everyone's Super Bowl game, as it should be. That's the standard we've kind of built up, we've set, and we expect it to stand there. So y'all better bring it. You better bring it.
For sure. The thing that I think was the coolest last year, right, is, people talk about, oh, this team, they're so good. They didn't have adversity, but like we had to come back 2 pretty big comebacks. The one against Sioux City, the weekend after my dad passed away, I couldn't make it to the game. You guys were down big. And I was just like, I remember coming home and watching the game and I'm like, what is going on? Talk a little bit about like how you guys came together as a team in that moment.
It starts up top. Like I said, the foundation, we've always had a great foundation. You always speak to beef. It's always great things. You always hear good things about the beef. So with that, it starts up top with our leadership. There were times that, we were kind of pooping the bed, for better words, and weren't playing to our best, or, we're in our head, like, what's going on? We might be battling with each other, but our head coach, man, shout out to Mike Tatum, definitely, man, is a rock. You feel me? He held us together. There were times like we look at basically biting nails like, oh man, like, you know, we got it, and coach over there getting sweat, like he like, oh, what quarter is it? You know, like, oh man, we got this, like, play later, like touchdown, you know. So like I said, just walking with that swag and having, you feel me, that feel and that vibe, like really foundation coming in, like our culture, that the standard we've set. You know, we got to those situations and our coach will look at us like, bro, like, come on, man, like this, we do this. This is us. So it's back, you know, brotherhood. We get together, everybody like, oh, come on, you know, we got players go back and forth, get bloods going. So yeah, get it going.
Yeah. I mean, Coach Tatum, you know, say what you want about him. I love how animated he gets during the games, but he's also so cool and calm and collected too. Like, yeah, he gets on you and he gets in your face and stuff, but just the demeanor that he has during the games makes it a lot of fun to watch. And I can tell that you guys as players really feed into that and really take that energy with you when you're on the field. So
definitely. We vibe off of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Cam, you are so committed to this organization and so committed to this city and our fan base and our people that you decided to move to Omaha.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about kind of, number one, why you decided to move to Omaha, and then kind of what you do here in town.
So yeah, definitely. I've been in Omaha. This will be my third year. So I got blessed. Got my family up here, doing great with them. Got blessed with the situation of meeting Pastor Ryan, who's our team chaplain. Connected me up with Calvary. Met some great people up there. Shout out to Zane, my guys up there. And then through them, I actually got connected to another job. So I got this nice little overnight job that I'm working on, staying local until season starts. And then I'm also playing the drums at Calvary Church, being involved in the community. I just finished up a canned food drive, actually partnered up with Calvary, was one of the partnerships. They're pretty good with that this year. So, yeah, just like you said, I feel like Omaha's a great developing city. We got great football. Obviously, you know, we got the volleyball team, professional just came, and then, you know, we got our soccer team. And I think, if I'm not wrong, I had saw something about Omaha, like almost every sports team last year, professional sports team, had won the championship. So just, I know we're a growing community and it's a great place. I feel like to like start life, basically. You know, I feel like I'm at that age where my career is not, you feel me, I'm not on the not down in yet, but definitely somewhere it's a foundation, you know, somewhere I feel like I could build from, or I could make decisions, definitely make it better. So yeah, Omaha's a great place.
For sure. Cam, where can our fans find you on social media?
My Instagram is Cam Hunt Jr. Need to change that to Cam Hunt II. Obviously, it's my son's name.
Yeah.
And then Facebook is Cameron Hunt II again, and then Twitter is Agent 007. Actually,
Agent 007, obviously, awesome. Couldn't find you on there. I had to figure out like what would he have done, but yeah, that's great. Cam, so glad that you're building your legacy in indoor football with the Omaha Beef. So happy to have you back for 2025. Looking forward to hopefully seeing you next week at the tryouts as we try to get a new batch of guys coming in. And yeah, like Ricky said, everybody won championships this year. So let's continue that in 2025. What do you say?
Yes, sir. Keep them going. You already know, Grace.
Any final words for our Beef fans before we let you go tonight?
Just telling them to buckle up. Be ready to make some noise that first game. You already know how we coming. You know the energy. We have the best fan group, best fan base. We got the best support, however you want to say it, best support system. We need y'all rocking with them cowbells on the first game, man. I appreciate y'all. It's a blessing. It's a privilege still every year, every day to be a part of the Beef. I just want to say go Beef, baby, and we go bring another one in.
Absolutely. Cam, thank you so much for your time tonight. Appreciate it, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Cam Hunt, linebacker for the Omaha Beef. Super excited to have him on to this season, and glad we got to do that. Before we go, I wanted to remind you about the upcoming event for the Omaha Beef. This coming Monday, our Omaha Beef will be down at the Omaha Tap House downtown for an evening that you won't want to miss. Bring your friends and family down on January 20th for the 2025 College Football National Championship game. In addition to over 1,000 prizes we'll be giving away, there will also be flat screen TV giveaway, as well as revealing the 2025 Pink Night jerseys and game footballs. Their players, coaches, and Rupp Roasters will be in attendance, as well as the Prime dancers. And I'm sure you'll see Alicia there, who's commenting on the show. I'm sure you'll see her down there. And DJ K-Dub, if you haven't seen that, he posted a really cool reel earlier tonight talking about being down there. But he's going to be there hosting all the action and just helping out with the evening and making it hype down there. So call the Beef office today, 402-346-2333 to RSVP, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. Come on down and hang out with the Omaha Beef and all of our family down there as we watch the national championship between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. So that is everything we have for tonight's episode. Please make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're all over the place. We're everywhere. Our podcast is actually now available for audio download on all of your major audio podcast networks and platforms. So make sure you check that out. But next week, we'll be back with episode 3, where we will be chatting with multiple members of the 2025 Omaha Beef coaching staff as we head into the 2025 player tryouts. So until next time, thank you for watching, and go Beef!
Omaha Beef Football, Prime Dancers, Rupp Roasters, Slaughterhouse, Orange Kingdom. Welcome to the Orange Kingdom.
Let's roll, baby.